Welcome to House Talk, with videos that'll provide maintenance tips unique to Trilogy at Vistancia Homes. With your host, Doug Bowman. Today's topic is all about your water supply and how it gets from the street to your house. You've seen this before. What is it? It's your water meter enclosure. But let's first talk about how your water meter got there. When a new area of homes is going to be developed, one of the first things that takes place is the installation of all the infrastructure down the streets. Gas lines, water, fire hydrants, all of that is installed and pressure tested, with caps being installed where each lot will end up being. You can see here from this example with the blue line where a lateral line would come into a water box and then be capped in anticipation of a house. Because these water meter enclosures are installed months, if not years, ahead of the house actually being built, they don't know what house is going to be built on each lot. So your water meter may actually be very close to where the line comes in, or it could be all the way at the far end of the lot and be routed all the way across the front of your house, including under your driveway, without you knowing it. Now let's take a look inside the meter box and see how the meters work. For this water meter demonstration, I'm running my tree circuit of my irrigation system. I know it uses about 2.8 gallons a minute. I've taken the cover off my water meter enclosure. The white transmitter here on the cover communicates with the utility with the local readings. Here's the water valve, which is aligned to open. The line comes in from the street, through the valve, and then to the meter. You can open the meter by lifting the cover on the side. It will display how many total gallons have been used. As of today, I've used over 249,000 gallons. You can see the number increasing as my irrigation system operates. The actual water being used by my sprinklers is 2.78 gallons a minute. You can check to see if you have any water leaks by isolating all of your water the night before, reading the number here, and reading the number the next morning to see if you had any increase in the total gallons used. If you do, then you may have a leak. Here is a water bill I recently received. Remember when I said the meter reading was just over 249,000 gallons used? Well, for this bill, I started the period with 241,000 gallons used and ended the period with 247,000 gallons used. The 6,000 gallon increase was the basis for the monthly bill. You can see from the bill that only the first 4 digits from the meter are actually used in calculating the bill. Now let's talk about the different piping configurations that you might see as the water comes out of the ground to your house. As you can see from these photos, the piping configurations can be quite confusing, but they're pretty simple. Let's use this typical sketch to walk you through it. Starting in the center, at the bottom, water comes in from the city water main, with the first device being a whole house shutoff valve. Every house has one of these, and closing this valve will isolate water to your whole house, inside and outside. After the water passes through the whole house shutoff valve, the water diverts over to the sprinkler system. There is no isolation valve here, nor would you want to install one. We'll talk more about the sprinkler system in another video. Moving on up, there's a split where the water also goes to the left, and in this case it goes into the house, where it picks up all of the toilets and showers and sinks and also the outside water faucets. Splitting there and going to the right side, it goes to the irrigation backflow preventer and then down to your irrigation valves to feed your irrigation system. There's no isolation valve there either, other than on the irrigation backflow preventers, which have valves on them at the inlet and the outlet. We'll talk more about the irrigation system in another video also. As you can see from this sketch, some homes were either built or modified later to add a convenience valve to the lines going into the house for the faucets and the sinks and showers. This allows people to isolate the water inside the house, maybe while they're away for the summer, without impacting the sprinkler systems or the irrigation systems. Because the city water pressure varies throughout Trilogy, some houses may have been installed with a pressure regulator to control and lower the pressure of the water inside your house. This is a safety feature, and you shouldn't make any adjustments to it without understanding the consequences. And this last sketch just shows both the convenience valve and the pressure regulator, which you may find on your house. Since we're talking about water pressure, you should know that the city of Peoria is obligated to maintain the city water pressure between 50 and 80 pounds per square inch. Sometimes it can get to 40 pounds, but it has to be for a limited period. Just out of curiosity, I ran a test to see what was the difference between the water pressure during the day, during a period of heavy use, and nighttime. And you can see here that the difference in use was only about 5 pounds per square inch difference between daytime and nighttime. That's pretty good. The last thing I wanted to mention today was that the city of Peoria is required to produce a water report every year and post it on their websites. And I'll leave a link to that report at the end of this video. 2 items of note is that 1, all of the water that is servicing Vistancia is actually well water. And 2, it also provides the water hardness report, which is between 14 and 16 grains per gallon. You'll need that information if you've got a water softener. If you like this video, you may like these other videos I've done, specifically about Trilogy Homes. Thanks again, and if you like this video, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe.